It's Badminton World, the show that brings you all things badminton from the four corners of the globe. Apart from bringing you the latest world rankings and the results from the Yonex Japan Open, our feature this month centers on the second series of coaching methods. Plus, we speak to a former world champion keen to impart his knowledge to his compatriots. Welcome to another episode of Badminton World. Coaching is a profession of love. You cannot coach people unless you love them, so said the American football coach Eddie Robinson. For all the best coaching methodologies available, it appears they must be combined with love. Whether it's tough love or the love of the game, we are here to tell you. For slightly more than a decade, China has been a class above the rest in the world of badminton. With a large pool of talent to choose from, China has been producing a steady stream of world beaters in all categories. This begs the question, how is it being done? Is it science, natural talent, hard work? Of course, the best person to ask is China's chief coach, Li Yongbo.
Firstly, I believe different countries have their own style. But I think the reason China is very successful in badminton and remain in the lead is because in China, we have a more in-depth understanding about the game of badminton. Secondly, our way of integrating the training and competition is very scientific. This is the way we groom the players for the future.
The London Olympics in 2012 bore witness to China's overwhelming supremacy as they swept all 5 badminton gold medals. After winning the men's and women's singles and doubles and mixed doubles at the last 2 World Championships, China became the first team to do it in the Olympics. The entire team and coaches celebrated in Wembley Arena after most of the sellout crowd had gone by forming a circle on the court and cheering and bowing to the few fans left. They then posed for group photos on the podium and let Li Yongbo wear every gold medal as tears rolled down his cheek. From a previous best of 4 gold in Sydney 2000, 3 gold in Beijing 2008 and Athens 2004, to win all 5 gold on offer signaled China's total dominance for the past decade. Their dominance is still far from over. Li Yongbo pays tribute to the teamwork that oils the machine in making sure the national team is running tick.
We have a very good team for the national badminton squad. We have a brilliant and steady coaching team to train the players.
A prime example of how things are being done the Chinese way is the Li Yongbo Academy.
Even in the Ling Yongbo Badminton Academy, we have the great Mr. Tang Xuanhu, the headmaster. Many of the coaches in the national badminton squad and the Olympic gold medal winners have been teaching or studying at the school. They will often go back to school to assist the students to achieve their dreams.
But for all the best coaching that one can absorb, it is crucial for the players to be in the right state of mind. Yongbo, however, does not believe in getting psychologists to help. The onus lies with the technicians themselves.
Actually, in terms of psychology, as an experienced coach, I think in a normal situation, if one goes through psychological counseling, it is not the best way. Actually, the best way is for the coach who has trained the players since day one. He or she should provide psychological counseling every day. Make them grow day by day through daily training and tournaments to enhance their psychology to make them strong. You can't just depend on a book or a teacher. It needs a long period of time and takes great effort.
Now we know the philosophy behind China's success, let's now find out the Japanese way next, as a new generation of talented shuttlers has emerged from the land of the rising sun.
Japan is actually more in the club systems, so it's not all the way, it's not training camp. So only just before the tournament, just we are training camp. So of course, we more is relationship with the club team and the coaches. and also is our national team is a program. So I think it's not only is international team. It's more is a discuss with club team, and then we are moving to our Japanese team.
With a club-based system, Park enjoys the luxury of a competitive environment at elite and grassroots level. His task is to pick them and nurture the best talent through a regimented program.
Yeah, I think it's we are just before the tournament. We are training camps, certified training camps. That's why actually we have to everything during the training camp. So it's not enough the time, but during the daytime is more in the basic training. Of course, it's maybe the footwork, and also it's a basic, it's a pattern training. Also, there are the match training. But anyway, we are more follow the basic, and after that is more in the skill and in the match training.
Managing talent is not as easy as ABC. Sometimes it calls for tough love. So is Park a strict coach?
Yeah, I try to more straight to the coaching to Japanese team.
With Park around, Japan has a bigger reservoir of talent to project to the world. If the men are proud of Kenichi Tago and the men's doubles Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa, the women comprise newly crowned Japan Open winner Akane Yamaguchi.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
My name is Misaki Matsutomo. This is Badminton Watch.
Welcome back to Badminton World. For any badminton powerhouse, the local circuit remains the best platform to unearth new talent. The high-profile Malaysian circuit once boasted the likes of 6-time champion Mispun Siddiq and 10-time winner Lee Chong Wei, and it continues to be an avenue for the BA of Malaysia to hone emerging talents. With Chong Wei totally in a class of his own, which prompted him to quit competing in the local circuit, opportunities are abound for the second echelon shuttlers to start demonstrating their caliber. As one of badminton's famous progenies, Misbun Ramdan Misbun carries with him a strong tradition. He was crowned the 2012 Malaysian National Circuit champion, defeating Chong Wei Feng. Even as critics claim badminton in Malaysia suffers a dearth of talent, its local circuit remains alive and well. In contrast to the elite of Asia who continue to dominate badminton, Europe, Denmark aside, struggles to keep pace. But the game is gradually getting into the limelight. With Denmark as the guiding light, other nations have followed suit in promoting the game. Germany has Mark Zwiebler and Julian Schenk among the elite, while Britain through England are perennial contenders in the European arena. Spain's Carolina Marin has come through a unique talent development program that has proven to be a success. In a country where Barcelona and Real Madrid enjoy iconic status, Spain's coaching method is designed to suit the individual.
My coaching method is just to try to get the best of each player. I treat every player as an individual, completely different. So, for example, Carolina has a very strong attack from one of the sides of the court, and I try to strengthen these parts and then cover the weaknesses, because every player has something to cover. And for other players like Beatriz, she has not as much power, so I try to focus on other kind of skills. But the most important thing for me is just to integrate tactics, techniques, and physical training and mental training. I think for me that's my thing.
Being on the same page is important for a team to be developed.
I decide the individual training, but not like only myself. But I have individual meetings, and we have to agree with the goals. We have to agree with several things, because I think if we agree on this, they will be more committed to the process. So for me, that's the most important thing.
Rivas believes in focusing on the mental aspects as well.
Of course, I think it's very important. We are working very closely with a mental trainer, and I think it's working very well with the players, especially for setting goals, commit with the goals, commit with the everyday work, and also to set some rituals after, during and before the games.
The Germans too have made great strides in recent times. Winning the European mixed team in Russia earlier this year suggests a shift in the balance of power from Denmark to Germany. They have Julian Schenk, the world's third-ranked women's player, in their arsenal, and men's singles, Mark Zwiebler is difficult to beat on his day. We asked Stefan Kuhl on the German coaching methods.
We're coaching in tactics and a lot in personality on the court, because sometimes our players are not believing to beat the Asians, and so we try to give him very comfort and said you can win against the Asian players, and that is the most what we try on this tournament when we play against a lot of Asian players. And when we play against Europeans, then it's more tactic and technical things we're talking, because then self-confidence is good enough.
Like the rest of Europe, Kuhl believes psychologists play a role in today's game.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to do this, but it can't be the only way. Yeah, you have to be think about more things, not only the mentality, but it's one of the important parts.
Playing before a big crowd can be a psychological nightmare for some, so some coaching might be needed.
We're talking before, and we said they have to enjoy it, because I think it's a big pleasure to play here. So it's like in Europe in a football stadium, and I like it. I love it if the spectators are singing and make a lot of crowd and are drumming. And I think after a while the players learn to work with this audience, and then we try to give them the feeling that they like it. And then I think you can have success here.
Julian Robertson of England is tasked to rebuild the team's reputation as one of Europe's giants. Specialising in the mixed and women's doubles with responsibility for the partnerships of Gabby White, Lauren Smith and Heather Olver, Kate Robertshaw, Robertson is happy to be working with an up-and-coming new generation.
Well, at the minute we've got quite a young squad at the minute, so a lot of it is about developing all their skills so they can come to these sort of events and compete with some of the best players in the world. So for us, it's we've just finished with about 4 or 5 really experienced players that have been on the circuit for the last 12 years. So now we have some players that are about 17 to 20 years old. So it's quite exciting times for Great Britain badminton.
Developing players require hard work.
Analyse them about in practice and see where they are, see where they're, and obviously in competitions like this, see where they're coming unstuck or they're losing to better opponents, and then we'll go back and work on them. We'll also give them a lot of opportunity to work on their own skills, where a lot of it's coming from themselves to develop themselves as players. So yeah.
To facilitate the youngsters, mental trainers are hired to keep them focused.
Yeah, we do that now. So we've started with a lot of the young ones from 17 years old now. So they all work with psychologists twice a week now. When they come back from competitions, the coaches will then speak to the psychologist, who obviously is not here, but will give all that information, and then they'll work on another strategy for the next lot of competitions.
With the right coaching methods, Europe will definitely close the gap on their Asian counterparts. Coming up on Badminton World, Rexy Mainaky on one of his biggest regrets.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Jonassen. You're watching Badminton World.
Welcome back to Badminton World. The spotlight fell on local darling at the Yonex Japan Open as schoolgirl Akane Yamaguchi became the youngest women's singles winner of a Super Series tournament. The 16-year-old capped a fairy tale run by beating compatriot Shizuka Uchida in an all-Japanese final. If the women's singles marked the emergence of a new talent, the script for the men's singles centered on Malaysia's Lee Chong-wei, who bagged his 4th Japan Open title. He reasserted his dominance of the Super Series circuit with a record 33-tour victory, dashing the hopes of number 7 seed Kenichi Tago. Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan took home their 5th major title this year after a tense men's doubles final beating China's Chai Biao and Hong Wei. In the women's doubles, top seeds Ma Jin and Tang Jinhua of China won their first title this year with a clinical victory over Christina Peterson and Camilla Ritter-Yule. In the mixed doubles, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei of China received a walkover from compatriots Zhu Chen and Ma Jin. Now let's take a peek at the world rankings so far. Lee Chong-wei remains firmly in the driving seat on top of the men's singles as he masterly dominated proceedings in the Yonex Open Japan. Kenichi Tago's appearance in the men's final of Open Japan earned him a spot at number 4, followed by Indonesia's Tommy Sugiarto, who climbed 2 rungs. Lee Joo-ri remains the top-ranked women's shuttler, closely pursued by Thailand's world champion Ratchanak Intanon. Denmark Open winner Wang Yihan of China and runners-up Sung Ji-hyun dislodged Germany's Julian Schenk and Saina Nehwal to be placed respectively at number 3 and number 4. Ko Soo-hyun and Lee Yong-dae are firmly on top of the men's doubles section, even though they have been separated. Yong-dae recently bagged the Denmark Open title with Yoo Yeon-seong. While there are no changes in the top 4 men's doubles, new entry Chinese pair Liu Xiaolong and Chu Zihan made it to the top 5. In the women's doubles, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang remained on top, followed by Danish pair Christina Petersen and Camilla Ritter-Yule at number 2 after swapping places with Ma Jin and Tang Jinhua. In the mixed doubles, China's Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei remain the world number 1, followed by 3-time world champions Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir at number 2 and Zhu Chen and Ma Jin at number 3. The road to Malaysia has been an interesting journey so far, as the world looks forward to the BWF Superseries finals in Kuala Lumpur on December 11th to 15th. Last held in Kuala Lumpur in 2009, the season-ending tournament of the World Superseries Tour will be organised by Total Sports Asia. Traditionally, the 5-day spectacle brings together the top 8 individuals or pairs in each category. Men's singles, women's singles, men's doubles, women's doubles and mixed doubles for a shot at sharing $500,000 in prize money and the glory of being crowned finals champion. The 12-event tour will culminate with the Superseries Premier China Open and Hong Kong Open. Malaysia is assured of the presence of the world number 1 Lee Chong-wei, who took home 5 Super Series titles, the Korea Open, Malaysia Open, India Open, Indonesia Open and Japan Open. Chong-wei is tipped to be the favourite for the grand final. Expected to feature in the men's singles are Cheng Long, Du Pengyu, Kenichi Tago, Tommy Sugiarto, Jano Jorgensen and Bunsak Ponsana. The women's singles will offer intriguing finals and fairly represented if things go according to form. China's Li Joo-ri and Wang Yihan may dominate, but world champion Ratchanak Intanon of Thailand, India's Saina Nehwal or PV Sindhu may have other ideas, with Julian Schenk of Germany expected to be the sole European flag bearer. The men's doubles will be hard to predict. Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan seem to be the most consistent, but Matthias Boe and Carsten Morgensen, Koo Ken Kiat Tan Bun Hyung, as well as Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa will want to end the year with a bang. The pick of the events in November are the Super Series Premier China Open from the 12th till the 17th, followed by the Hong Kong Open on the 19th till the 24th, and the BWF Super Series Finale from 10th till the 15th of December. In our profile of the month, we speak exclusively to a former world champion intent on giving something back to his homeland. Rexy Mainaky formed one of the world's most formidable pairs with Ricky Subagja, winning a host of titles including the world title and the Olympic gold as they swept virtually everything before them in a career spanning slightly more than a decade. After a considerably successful coaching career which took him to England, Malaysia and the Philippines, Rexy is back in Jakarta as head of the Development and Performance Division of the Badminton Association of Indonesia. We trace back the transition he made from player to coach.
Sebelum saya memang putuskan untuk saya jadi jurulat itu,
Before I made up my mind to become a coach, just as I was on the brink of retirement, I always seek Christian Hadinata's advice. I asked him many questions on how to become a good coach. Whenever I follow him to his training sessions, I will observe his methods. And during that time, our physical trainer was the late Tahir Sidek. He gave me plenty of good advice on how a coach should be. For me, my greatest struggle as a coach was controlling my emotions. When I was a player, I can just let everything out. But when I became a coach, we have to control our emotions.
Keeping his emotions in check but his technical know-how enhanced, Rexy quickly earned a reputation as a credible coach. His biggest source of pride remained England's silver medal effort through Nathan Robertson and Gail Ems at the Athens Olympic, and the dramatic emergence of Koo Kian Kiat and Tan Boon Hyung as Asian Games gold medalists and All-England champions.
Tapi achievement yang untuk memang saya tak, ya pasti ya satu memang.
But the greatest achievement for me throughout my career was, of course, the Olympics.
Tak terlupakan selama karir saya, selama hidup.
However, my most personal achievement happened in 1992.
Lebih berkesan ya.
I became champion at the Grand Prix final in Kuala Lumpur. Why, you ask? During the 1992 Thomas Cup, Ricky and I lost to Chia Soon Kit and Su Beng Hiang at the team finals. We lost the rubber set. I vowed to Ricky that I will meet them again in the future at the same place, and I will beat them. True enough, the following December, during the GP final, we met again, and I won. I became the champion.
A source of regret for Rexy is the regional competition SEA Games men's doubles gold medal that remained elusive. He and Ricky picked up a silver in the 1995 Chiang Mai Games, losing in the final to Sun Kit and Yap Kim Hock. That's in the past. Rexy is now tasked to help continue charting the present resurgence of the Indonesian team that boasts world champions in the men's doubles, Muhammad Ahsan, Hendra Setiawan, and Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir in the mixed double. The presence of Rexy alongside fellow champions Ricky and Susi Susanti adds a different dimension. They are officials with a technical background and former world champions to boot.
From the changes happening right now, I hope that firstly, Indonesia will regain domination and be on par with China. Because from the 90s till the year 2002, we were a force to be reckoned with. We dominated the Thomas Cup, and we were still champions back in 2002. And at every finals, there will always be at least two players competing. We hope these scenarios will return.
Rexy believes one can only succeed if desire and commitment are allied with technical competence.
Talking about skills, yes, it is important. But for me, I would emphasize more on attitude. Of course, firstly is discipline. If you have good discipline, automatically your attitude will be good as well. But if you have no discipline, there is no way you will have good attitude. So for me, attitude is more important.
For shuttlers who harbor the intention of making the grade as a coach, Rexy has this to say.
Before they decide to retire, they need to learn and follow the latest coaching techniques. They must also be up to date with the world's development, which is the implementation of sports science. It's important to understand and follow sports science. Teaching skills and techniques are no longer a problem. But now, we have to find ways to maintain a player's performance, and that's where sports science comes in.
That's all the time we have for you this month, with the exception of this month's selected Super Series moment. Don't forget, if you have a favorite Super Series moment of your own, send it over to badmintonworld@totalsportsasia.com. And as we say goodbye, do not forget we will be back with more news, profiles and interviews. Don't forget to keep on tuning into Badminton World, your window to the game. In the meantime, it's farewell for now from Badminton World. It's the world we know.